Stormmaker's Tipi by Paul Goebel. One day, a man called Sacred Otter and his son Morning Plume saddled their horses and rode away from the Tipi camp. In those days, Sacred Otter was a leader of his Blackfoot people. Morning Plume was old enough to hunt, and his father was teaching him. It was a glorious morning. The trees had dropped their leaves, but Stormmaker, bringer of blizzards, still seemed to be asleep. Father and son climbed a bridge high up among the rocks and pine trees. Looking over the other side, they saw a gathering of the Buffalo Nation, which covered the plain for as far as they could see. Sacred Otter and Morning Plume marveled at their multitudes. They rode down from the ridge. As they came closer, the buffaloes at the edge of the storm started to run. Soon they were all running, and the rumble of hooves became thunder, which shook the ground. Sacred Otter led at a gallop through clouds of dust, right among the huge shaggy animals. Following his father's example, Morning Plume rode up behind a buffalo and went alongside, pulled his arrow back on the bowstring to its full length, and let it go. Morning Plume had killed his first buffalo. He was learning to feed his people, but while they were skinning the animal, they never noticed Stormmaker approaching. Out of the murky northern horizon, white snow clouds were rushing across the plains. When they saw Bringer of Blizzards, he was sweeping down upon them. Blinded by the wind-driven snow, they cowered behind the shelter of the dead buffalo. Sacred Otter lay close to his son and pulled the fresh skin over them. Snowdrift, the skin froze. They were protected from the terrible cold and wind. In the darkness underneath the snow, Sacred Otter did not know night from day. He hardly knew whether he was awaking or sleeping. Perhaps he was dreaming. Then he was walking again through a thicket of bushes. He could see a teepee in the distance. He wanted to reach it, but wondered if he would never be able to. He shivered. Wrapping his blanket tighter around him, Sacred Otter walked on. The teepee was immense, like no other he had seen. Its yellow top and red winter sun reached the sky, and stretched down from it were the legs and claws of the fearsome thunderbird who lives in the storm clouds. Sacred Otter walked cautiously around to the front, wondering who lived in such a teepee. There was a red buffalo head with green eyes, and bunches of horse hairs were hanging beside the door. This was closed, yet whites of smoke wafted through the smoke hole above told Sacred Otter that somebody was inside. "I know you're standing out there," a big voice from inside said. "Why don't you come in?" Sacred Otter stepped inside the enormous teepee. An old man was sitting at the back, smoking his pipe. "I'm Stormmaker, bringer of blizzards," he said at last. "Everyone fears me. You know my power. But I will not let you and your boy die in this storm. I have brought you here to show you my teepee. When the warm weather returns, pick one just like it. Then your family will be safe from storms always. Hang bunches of horsehair by your door, and you will be rich with many horses as well." Sacred Otter awoke and saw the snows and winds had abated. Stormmaker kept his promise and held back the blizzard. until Sacred Otter reached home again with his son. When springtime came, people helped paint Storemaker's teepee, exactly as Sacred Otter remembered it. They tied bunches of horsehairs by the door. They called it the Snow Teepee or the Bad Weather Lodge. It is remembered that Sacred Otter once saved his people. It happened this way. All powerful Stormakers approached, threatening to destroy the teepees and kill everyone. Holding up his pipe, Sacred Otter walked away from the camp to meet the swirling clouds and lightning. Stormaker, he called, hear me, pity the women and children as you once pitied my youngest son. Turn aside, we want to live. Stormaker heard him. The wind died, and in the dark stillness, the terrible storm passed around them. The bunches of horsehairs hanging by his door brought Sacred Otter good luck, as Stormaker had said they would. Legend tells that Sacred Otter was not only brave in capturing many horses from the enemy, but that he was also brave in generosity by giving them all away. It is good to remember the days when men and women better understood the spirit that Nappy foretold came true. Bear and eagle, fish and tree, horses and beaver, and many others spoke and gave their teepees so people would be safe. Some of those old painted teepees are still pitched in Blackfoot summer camps in Montana and Alberta. Like Stormaker's teepee, each has a story of its gift by the Spirit. These remind us that if we listen, we too can learn whatever we most need to know.